All right, I want you to pull out your April journals and we are going to do the second to last page. So it looks like this. Go ahead and find it in your journal. Now, I realize it says it's your April journal, but I saved these 2 pages for us to do in May. So we are now going to underline the word May. And May starts and then it has our secret A. And today, if you remember, is May 6th. So we're going to put a 6 right there. And then we're going to put the year is still 2020. Okay, now we have not talked about, I mentioned yesterday the digital date, but we can count on our fingers January, February, March, April, May. May is the 5th month of the year. So that first box gets a 5. And then the day of the month is the 6th, and it's 2020. Today is Wednesday. This is the last time you have to write Wednesday. Do your best writing. We do a capital W, E, D. I'll give you a second. And you can always pause the videos whenever you need. N, E, S. And then the last part. Make sure that Y, it's one of our last times writing it. Make sure that Y goes below the line. Okay, now we're going to fill in the missing letters. We have in each of these words, like our crazy drivers. Okay, this first one is hurt. What do you hear first in hurt? We have an H. And then hurt. What do we hear at the end? Hurt. A T. So write in a T. Now notice that I made my H and my T be bigger than the UR because that's how those letters get written. Okay, the next one is burn. Burn. What do we hear first? We hear B. Check your bed and make sure it goes the right way. Burn. What do we hear at the end? Burn. N. Okay, this next one, we actually have a couple of letters to add. This is nurse. Nurse. So we hear earth. And then there's actually a E on the end. Nurse. And the last one, it's pointing to the animal's fur. Fur. We hear F. Make sure your F is a lowercase f, not a capital. Okay, we're not going to write the sentence right now. So now we're going to write 28. Try to do it on the lines the best you can and leave your space between. Now, the next part wants us to write the many ways you can make 6 with equations. So we have things like 3 plus 3 equals 6. And then we also have like 4 plus 2 equals 6. But we can also minus to equal 6. So we could do like 9 minus 3 equals 6. Could you come up with a couple more equations that equal 6? So this is called a number bond. We haven't really talked about number bonds, but number bonds are basically just things that connect together. And when it's basically like an adding problem, but you put the number it equals in the big circle and the 2 numbers you're adding to in the smaller circles. So you're just connecting those 2 smaller numbers to make that bigger number. So we're going to write a 6 in that big, and you can choose to write any of the numbers that add up to equal 6. It can't be subtracting. It has to add because number bonds are an addition thing, not a subtraction. So I'm going to write 1 and 5 because I know that 1 and 5 equals 6. But what else could you have written? You could have written 2 and 4, 3 and 3, 6 and 0. All of those things add up to equal 6. All right, let's look at the journal page today. Now, you guys have been doing such a good job. Keep up the good work. Remember, it has a capital at the beginning. You need spaces between your words, and you need to sound out the words the best you can. Use punctuation, and then draw your picture. So today, can you give me a made-up story? It can be, a made-up story isn't what I want. I want a story. So can you tell about a time you went on a picnic? Or can you tell me a made-up story about people going on a picnic and maybe what happens on their picnic? The words you have to help you are basket, blanket, sandwich, apple, ants. I look forward to seeing your story about a picnic.